Hello, everyone. Welcome to this year's version of our horror spooky special, Kickin' and
Screaming.
This year, we decided to pick one platform and grab a top 10 from there. This time, let's fire up Hulu. Sit back and prepare to be scared. In 1954, American writer Richard Matheson penned what would become a major influence in horror. His novel, I Am Legend, was adapted several times into movies, but our pick for this season is the 2007 version, titled I Am Legend, and starring Will Smith. This is one of those horror movies that will probably make you shudder at the modern day possibilities, as well as make you cry at one of the worst scenes ever captured on film. Little Monsters is a movie that I feel flew under the radar a bit, and that's honestly a shame. Released in 2019, it features a heroic teacher trying to save her class of students from a viral outbreak of zombies. The cast in this one is fabulous, with the fantastic Lupita Nyong'o, Alexander England, Kat Stewart, Diesel La Taraka, and Josh Gad. The Housemaid is a 2016 period piece from Vietnam. Set in 1953, it follows a young woman hired to work in the house of a plantation owner with whom she eventually has a sexual relationship. It sounds a bit run-of-the-mill, but it has a twist. The plantation's owner might be single in this world, but his dead wife says otherwise, and oh boy is she pissed. Let the Right One In from 2008 is a brilliant Swedish film that takes horror to high art. Oscar is a lonely and bullied young man who finally makes a friend, only to find out that his new buddy is not at all what he thought. Spoiler alert, she's a vampire. Body at Brighton Rock is one you may have missed, but do try and fix that as soon as possible. The story follows Wendy, a tenderfoot park ranger who lets hubris and peer pressure put her in a very bad place in the great outdoors. Ghost Stories from 2017, starring Andy Nyman, Paul Whitehouse, Alex Lothar, and my beloved Martin Freeman, has a really interesting behind-the-scenes story as it started life as a West End theater production. An anthology of 3 ghost stories that are woven together with a brilliant narrative. This is one to tell around a campfire. We need to talk about Kevin, which stars Tilda Swinton, John C. Reilly, and Ezra Miller, is a movie that I think every parent should watch. Combine pure psychological thriller with gore, and you get a movie that critic Roger Ebert described as like having a nervous breakdown. 2019's Parasite is one that you have to have heard of. If not, I'd really love to know what rock you've been living under, because maybe we could be roommates. This movie won 4 Academy Awards, a Golden Globe, and a whole bunch of fans. This film is fantastic, hilarious, it's dark, it has a scathing social commentary, and this is one that actually lives up to all the hype. The Nightingale from 2018 is fascinating just from the description. This period film follows a young woman on a journey of revenge and vindication through the wild bush and coarse culture of 1825 Tasmania. This movie casts an unsentimental eye on atrocities, racism, and sexual violence. It's been described as a bold film that provides important commentary on the ugliness of history and the nature of oppression. It's a heavy watch, but it's well worth it. And last on our list is a bit of a classic, Children of the Corn from 1984. If you haven't seen this, you have for sure at least heard it referred to. Based on a short story by the Scaremaster himself, Stephen King, we watch as a young couple on a cross-country drive stumble into a small town in Nebraska where all of the children have been indoctrinated into a murderous religious cult, and all of the adults have been killed. This movie made a whole generation scared of corn, so take that as a warning. There we have it. Our list of the spooky, hair-raising, and downright gross films calculated to scare you under the covers. But don't forget about those monsters under the bed. Thanks for listening to our special episode, everyone. and may all your scares come. Boo!